Dragon Point doesn't look like much.
Yeah, they say that pile of rubble used to be a statue of a dragon.
My parents say it was a landmark around here for years.
Are they gonna rebuild it?
They'd better if they value our town.
Uncle Pat!
Hi, kids. I've just been listening in on your conversation. The story of the dragon is a real strange one.
Can you tell it to us, Uncle Pat?
Come on, kids, hop in my boat and we'll paddle over there.
I didn't know you had a boat.
Well, it's not mine, exactly. Now let me tell you the story of the River Dragon. Long ago, this land was the home of many Indians. They were mound builders. They even had a temple mound on this very site. They built a fine civilization for the times, modest by what we're accustomed to, but peaceful. But one day, they came under attack from another tribe, and they were no match for these warriors. When all looked bleak, their shaman called upon the darkest forces to protect them. A tremendous dragon appeared and tore into their enemies. Once again, their homes were safe. But for its help, the dragon asked for something in return. At first, they offered the sick and elderly to the dragon. But soon, the dragon wanted more. His requirements were more numerous, and fear in the community grew. One night, the remaining members of the tribe packed what they could and ran away, never to return. The dragon remained and sampled any poor traveler who happened into his area. Until he met a priest who, knowing of the legend of the dragon, had set off from St. Augustine to vanquish the hellspawn.
I stand before you armed only with my faith.
You are a fool.
I am a simple man, but this gives me power over such as you.
What is that shiny material you hold in your tender hand?
This cross is made of the rarest of metals. It comes from a distant place.
I would like to have it.
As my time on Earth is surely quite short, it would give me great pleasure to offer you this gift.
The dragon stared at the cross and appeared to lose all interest in the priest.
Ahem.
This rarest of metals. Can I get more?
Yes, but it comes from far away.
What is this metal called?
China.
China?
See, the priest was well aware that dragons love gold more than anything else. He knew that the dragon would go search for more, and when he asks for China, or where to get it, he'll be directed far, far away, and wouldn't be a problem for the folks around here. I don't know if God forgave the priest for his little white lie, but he returned to his St. Augustine and died there after many years of service. Florida prospered, and then, in 1818, the dragon returned. And he was mad. He had been made a fool of, and he was even madder when he found out the priest had died long ago. So he took his frustrations out on the oldest European city in America. While the Spaniards were busy with the dragon, Andrew Jackson marched into Florida, forever expanding the United States. But Old Hickory Jackson never gave any credit to the dragon.
China.
For the dragon's part, he didn't let up on St. Augustine until he inadvertently came upon the city's treasury. With his new supply of gold, he disappeared. Which brings us back to Dragon Point. In 1971, Louis van der Kar, a famous sculptor and practicing warlock, awoke from a nightmare about a crystal skull. He was filled with a desperate desire to sculpt a dragon on Merritt Island's southern tip. Despite moving 20 tons of concrete by hand, his motivation never wavered. He named his creation Annie, after the wife of the property's owner. The dragon quickly became a treasured landmark. 10 years later, Vanderkar awoke from another dream with a purpose. At the foot of Annie, he added 4 baby dragons named Joy, Sunshine, Charity, and Freedom. That's when the real dragon returned. Upon seeing his favorite location occupied by such a lovely creature, the dragon was struck with a loss of words. You see, there really aren't that many dragons. Then he noticed the babies and his hopes were dashed. You see, dragons mate only once in their lifetime. So this dragon left the mother alone and traveled on his lonely way. So Vanderkar, through his wild dreams, had saved our community from the horrible dragon. But over time, erosion and salt spray took its toll on Annie. She was wrecked repeatedly by vandals. Then, finally in a summer rain of 2002, Annie collapsed.
But they're gonna rebuild her, right?
I sure hope so. I can't shake this feeling that something bad is coming, and I can't help but think that they better rebuild Annie quickly, because sooner or later that dragon is going to want to come back to see if Annie's babies have grown up.